we decided to make the StoryTime DVDs because it seemed like a good natural progression from the regular Monkey See line of teaching babies to read. Also because I absolutely love to read. It's one of my favorite things to do in the whole wide world. So being able to share that passion, my passion for books and reading with Howie and Skip and viewers at home, children, just seemed like a really good fit, and one I look forward to doing again and again and again. Well, being a believer, it's really important that I teach my children about the Word of God, and I know that it is for other believers as well. And choosing Bible stories, there's a lot of liberty to come up with our own version, not changing the truth, but come up with our own words to tell God's story. And so we had the freedom to do that, and it was just a natural step to start with the Word of God. What's more important than that? Interestingly, I really like the book The House That Jack Built, which is an old nursery rhyme. And every time I read that book, I always think, oh, that would be really neat to write a book about the beginning, creation, or the Garden of Eden in that same style, The House That Jack Built, where it's repetitive. And so I actually took my Bible and was reading it, and over a period of days, wrote some stuff up, and it was absolutely nothing like that. But the result was how God made everything. I really like it. It's very different than everything else we've ever done. It's reading a story. I really like it. I hope that that children and the parents enjoy it as much, because I always feel that when I go to story times, they're never the way I want them to be. And so one of the inspirations for doing a StoryTime DVD was, hey, I get to do StoryTime any way I want because I'm in charge. I can change all the things I don't like about the story times that I've gone to. I know what I want to add and how I want to make it better. And so the StoryTime DVDs, that's the result of my own desire to participate in StoryTime. Well, I have a few favorite parts. Writing the story was definitely a favorite part. I love rhymes. I really appreciate good rhyming, and it's a rhyming story. So I really had fun with that. It was neat to see the reaction of my kids when I read them the story, and they really liked it. And another part that I thoroughly enjoyed was working on the music with my girls. My daughter Mariah wrote the StoryTime theme song, and I walked in while she was in the middle of doing it, and I got to contribute and help direct the way that was going to go. And really liked the StoryTime song. And then I got to work with my daughter Elena on the theme song, God Made Everything, and I just love it. It was so fun to write. It's just so satisfying to be involved in a creative process and then to see it when it's all finished. So those were really fun parts of this process. I think that the production part was a little more difficult this time because we involved more cameras, and we tried to give we shot from different angles. And so while the production, shooting it wasn't long or tedious, the editing process has taken us a while. So this project feels like it should have been done a long time ago. So we're just finally wrapping it up. I think that was the most difficult part of this production. Well, obviously the Bible is not endless, but there's so much to choose from, so many great stories to choose from the Bible. We already have 2 other stories written that we're already presently working on, so we have more Bible stories in the works. And besides that, we already have some just, kids stories that are really great too. So we were talking about possibly doing something with fables and Bible stories and kid stories. So we have a lot of ideas for what we want to do down the road. Great stories to bring to the children. Well, I could read you a line from the story, one of my favorite lines from How God Made Everything, and leave you with that. And this line reminds me of a line that might come from 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. And this is talking about let me check my Bible facts, the 5th day of creation, when God created all of the things in the sea. And it says, there were lobsters and crabs, turtles and snails, starfish and jellyfish, seals and whales, coral and plankton, grouper and pike, so many wonderful creatures to like. So that's just a little hint of how the story goes, and that's the 5th day. So I really like that line.